Good morning, students. Today I am going to introduce what is the financial system, what are the various components of the financial system, what is the necessity of this particular constituents of the financial system before we actually go into the Indian financial system, Indian Monetary Authority, Indian regulatory mechanisms, Indian financial markets, Indian financial institutions, Indian instruments, financial instruments, and the services which are currently there in the Indian market. What is the reason for having this particular financial system? Where from this particular financial system came in for the first time? The financial system has come into the existence because of the existence of the money itself. One-to-one negotiation in barter economies that eschewed prices altogether led to the invention of the money. The invention of the money and the emergence of monetary economies paved the way for two different important markets, the auction markets and the financial markets. In the auction markets, agriculture and other commodities are going to be bought and sold, and in the financial markets, the funds are transferred from the persons who are having excess of funds to those who are facing shortage of funds. This actually is the reason for the existence of the financial system. The money has given an opportunity for credit, that is deferred payment. The concept of deferred payment actually encouraged and also pushed into the very big, very complex financial system we are seeing today. To define what is this particular financial system is all about. A financial system, in simple, is a complex whole comprising too many different types of financial institutions, financial instruments, and the financial markets. The mismatch of the funds required and the funds available, whether surplus or deficiency, makes each constituent of the economy look beyond and engage in some lending or borrowing activity. And this alone is reason for the development of the today's complex formal and informal financial system which is existing, and we are dealing with that every day, even though we know it consciously, whether we don't know consciously. The Paytm, the Google Pay, all these particular things are the part of the financial system which we are using. This particular financial system has come into existence because the flows are going to be there within the global economic system. There will, on one hand, there will be land, labor, capital, and the managerial skills. And on the other hand, there are consumers who will be interested in products and services. So there are going to be flows of production and the flows of payments from these two constants. Some factors of production who are interested in producing something, and there are consumers who will be interested in consuming these particular products which are being produced by the enterprises. So that is the reason there is a flow of money in between these two people. So there is a flow of production from the business entities to the consumer, and the consumer will be interested in how to make some payments. And this particular cycle actually has driven into another system which we are calling as the financial system. The financial system actually has come because there are some business entities which are finding difficult to finance their enterprises. So there are certain people who have excess funds with them. So there is a possibility, there is a necessity for this particular funds to move from this particular group to that particular other group. So there might be two different companies, two different entities. There are two different entities, whether the two entities belongs to the entrepreneur class or the consumption class. There might be excess of funds with one person and the excess of shortfall with another person. That is reason actually this particular there will be always necessity and existence of the cash flows between these two different entities. That's actually the reason for the existence of this particular financial system. And this particular financial system has started with the institutionalization in the form of a banking or thrift organization. This at the beginning, the financial institutions have come into operation. The financial institutions, in simple, are those institutions that borrow funds from people who have saved and in turn provide loans to others. In other words, these are the institutions such as mortgage banks, depository institutions, which we commonly call as banks, savings and loan institutions, mutual funds, banks, credit unions, insurance companies, mutual funds, pension funds. Apart from what we see in the your street corner, the chit funds and nidhis, the various financial institutions have come over a period of time, which are catering to the various needs of the consumers. They borrow, they lend for some profit. So these particular financial institutions are helping us in the process of transferring money from one hand to the other hand. They are doing the job of intermediation. The excess funds are going to be taken away from one person and they will be given to those persons who are finding shortfall of the funds. These particular institutions actually, their success depends upon the efficacy with which they started and the efficiency with which their funds are mobilized and distributed. And these particular financial institutions over a period of time, for the convenience, actually have created various instruments. They have created hybrid instruments to help the borrowers and the savers, because every borrower is different, his needs are different, every saver is different, his needs are different. I as an individual might be having some money, but I cannot lend for a long term. I might be interested in lending for only 1 day or 2 days or 6 months or 1 year or 30 years. So different people have different needs. And on the other hand, there might be a businessman who is interested to have some funds for his business. Some person is interested to have some capital for the long run. Some other person will be interested in having some money for the working capital purposes. The needs are different. The size of the funds that are required is different. The tenor for which the funds are required is also different. One person requires the funds for 1 day, another person requires the funds for 1 week, another person requires the funds for 6 months, another person requires the funds for 3 years, another person might be requiring the funds for 30 long years, supposing that my project is a very big project. I'm into railways, I'm into some big construction. I want the funds not for one day. I want the funds for 30 long years. So my gestation period for the project itself is too large. So I require a lot of money. And these particular financial institutions cannot cater by themselves. They'll be tying up with various financial institutions. They'll be tying up with various people who have large, they will be trying to meet large crowd of the public, and they'll be investing this particular money. They'll be bringing that particular money and giving this particular person who requires this particular money on the basis of the basis of the project. And after the evaluation, if they find it suitable, and if they find that this particular fellow can do wonders and bring in some profits, then this financial institution will try to help by bridging the gap between the saver, the supplier of the funds, and this particular borrower. So these particular financial institutions over a period of time have come out with various kinds of instruments. What is an instrument? Financial instruments. So that is a concept, that is the reason actually this particular we need to understand what is the financial instruments. A fixed deposit is a financial instrument. A postal deposit is a financial instrument. A share is an instrument. Reliance share is an instrument. So there are various kinds of instruments which have come in because of the various needs, because of the different needs that have been created by the market forces itself. So a financial instrument in simple need to be understood. What is a financial instrument? A financial instrument is a claim on borrower's future income that is sold by a borrower to a lender at a price. I am repeating. A financial instrument is a claim on the borrower's future income that is sold by the borrower to lender at a price. It is a claim on the borrower's future income that is sold by a borrower to a lender at a price. In simple, I am going to a bank, I am depositing some money with a banker, I am getting a fixed deposit receipt. Actually, what this particular receipt is going to give me, I have a chance to get the principal at the end of the period, specified period, and also I am going to get some interest on this particular deposit which I am going to make. So this particular instrument gives me a claim on the principal at the end of the period and the interest at the end of the period. For example, if I am buying a share in a Reliance company or a Tata company or Tata Steel company, what I am getting actually? As an instrument, equity instrument, I will be getting, I can claim some returns in the form of dividend. And if this particular company share value goes, I can sell this particular share in the open market. For example, there might be some bonds which have been floated by the government, like treasury bills actually. If I am going to buy the treasury bill actually, this particular treasury bill will give me an opportunity to get back my principal at the end of say 180 days or 185 days or 365 days or 20 years. At the same time, I will be getting some profit in the form of an interest actually. So if I am buying a share, I will be getting dividend. If I am buying a bond, I will be getting interest at the end of the period. So depending upon the type of the instruments, my claim is going to be different. So the success of any organization depends upon the financial instrument which is introduced in the market. These particular financial institutions are so clever that they have created a complex, very hybrid instruments as per the needs of the market, as per the needs of that particular day. For example, there might be an instrument which resemble both the equity and the debt. There are two different instruments only in the market. Strictly speaking, we have only two kinds of basic instruments. One is called equity, another one is called debt. If you are a debt instrument gives a right on the interest, you cannot, whatever that instrument says, that is, you are going to get 8% interest on that particular instrument, means you are going to get the 8% on that particular instrument, apart from getting back your funds. If you are buying an equity instrument, which is considered to be more risky, you are indirectly buying the ownership rights in that particular company. Whatever happens to that particular company is going to affect you. In the ordinary course of time, whenever the company declares a dividend, which is part of the profit, you are going to claim that particular dividend. In the lifetime, you will not be in a position to sell that particular equity. The company will not return that particular equity capital which you have invested, but indirectly you can go to the market and sell your share, and the value of the share depends upon the performance of this particular company and the demand and supply conditions of this particular share in the open market. So there might be a capital gain, there might be a capital loss if you are going to sell this particular product. These two instruments, which are considered to be basic in nature, these are considered to be basic in nature, but over a period of time, these particular financial institutions have created many types of hybrid instruments which have the characteristics of the debt instrument and the characteristics of an equity instruments. For example, convertible debenture, for example. What is this particular convertible debenture actually? For a certain period of time, you are going to be a debenture holder. A debenture is nothing but a debt instrument. But after a certain period of time is over, your debenture will be converted into equity. There might be the partially convertible debentures, fully convertible debentures. So these are hybrid instruments which have the characteristics of both the debt and the equity. So these particular institutions which have started over a period of time are coming out with the new kinds of instruments over a period of time, depending upon the market forces. Now the question is, these particular financial institutions have come in and have started introducing several instruments into the market. They are trying to sell you some financial instruments. Either it might be a bond, it might be a debenture, it might be an equity share, it might be a preference shares. But who will be interested in buying that particular instrument unless until you are going to provide the proper liquidity? Either you are going as a financial institution, you should be in a position to redeem that particular, take back that particular instrument and give back that particular money whenever this particular person wants it, within the maturity or after the maturity. But when your institution is not capable of redeeming that particular funds, returning that particular money before the maturity, there should be an opportunity for you. There should be an opportunity for the investor to go somewhere and get back the funds. Otherwise, nobody will be interested in investing in equities. Why the people are ready to invest in the equities? Because there is an alternative mechanism that has been created to get out of this particular instruments. So over a period of time, what has happened is the environment has created another institutional mechanism in the form of a stock exchange. These are called financial markets. The financial markets financial market is another component of this particular financial system. Because of this only, there exists a financial institution, there exists a financial system. If we don't have this particular component called financial market, we will not be finding this financial institution nor the financial instrument. The success of the financial institution and the success of the financial instruments depends upon the existence and the depth and the transparency and of this particular financial markets. The financial markets, what is this particular financial market? Financial markets are the markets where financial institutions, financial instruments, that is, the claims on the money are bought and sold by the various individuals and the institutions. Let me repeat, financial markets are the markets where the financial instruments are bought and sold by various individuals and institutions. If you are having an equity share, you can go to the market like NSE or BSE, Bombay Stock Exchange. Through some broker, you can sell that particular stock. If you have a bond, you can go to the Bombay Stock Exchange. Through a broker, you can sell that particular thing. So these are the financial markets which are very much necessary for the survival of the financial institutions and also the financial instruments. The financial markets are basically divided into two different things. One is called the money market and other one is called the capital market. The money market deals with the short-term paper. That is, if the borrowing is going to take place for less than 1 year, that particular transaction is considered to be done in the money market. And if the borrowing and the lending takes place in a market where the borrower is borrowing his funds for more than 1 year, then it is considered to be a capital market transaction. Any instrument with a tenor less than 1 year is considered to be a money market instrument. Any instrument which has a tenor more than 1 year is considered to be a capital market investment. So there are basically three different components in the financial system. One is financial institution, the second one is financial instrument, the third one is considered to be financial markets. We'll stop it here. We'll be going to the next, in the next class, we'll be discussing something about the money market. Thank you.